What's up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to DPAD's Daily, episode number 12, I think. Wow, it's going really fast. Today's video is going to be super special. I'm going to take you guys behind the scenes, tell you guys what we do before we even get started with construction at the site, all the work that goes behind the scenes, like lot purchase, what factors we consider before buying land, where our upcoming project is. I'm going to take you guys there. And also, in great news, we just got our first duplex design finalized and got back to me today. So I'm super excited because we'll be applying for permits for that one really soon. In total, we're building 3 duplexes in that neighborhood, so that's 6 units. We got 1 unit completely designed and finalized, and the other 2 are very close, so I'm super excited for that. But before we start heading out, I have some great news and I have some okay news. Let's break the okay news first. It's the second week of February now, and we just had our Groundhog Day, which is celebrated in North America on February 2nd. As per Weather Network, we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter based on their analysis of the 7 groundhogs that they follow in Canada. For anybody who doesn't know what a Groundhog Day is, don't worry, I just found out like 2 days ago, and I've been living here for almost 20 years. In Canada, the weather channels, they follow I think 7 different groundhogs across different provinces, and on February 2nd they all come out of hibernation just to take a look at how the weather is doing, because if they see their shadow they get scared and they want to go back in their hole. But if they come out and they don't see a shadow, it's good news for everybody because they want to stay outside, they're not scared, and it means that early spring is coming. Unfortunately, 6 out of the 7 groundhogs in Canada got scared and got back into the hole. That means we're expecting 6 more weeks, roughly, of extended winter. However, it doesn't feel like that right now because, it's February, I think, 7th or 8th right now, and it's plus 5 degrees Celsius. It's a beautiful day. People are walking, just wearing light jackets. So I don't know what these guys are talking about. I don't know how accurate these groundhogs are, but we'll go with the tradition. So that's for the okay news. Now for the great news, like I said, we got the 1 duplex design completely finished. As you guys saw in the previous videos, we gave occupancy to all of our previous duplexes, so we have no more inventory on hand. And the biggest news of all is for you guys. You guys got DPAD homes over the required amount of hours and subscribers on YouTube, and now our channel is officially a YouTube partner and can be monetized, which is just fantastic, and I couldn't be happier and thankful to you guys. Thanks to Alex, Melissa, and the entire Curiosity family who made this possible in such a short time. I get calls all the time right now that, how do you have so many subscribers? How do you get so many comments? How do you get so many likes? I'm very honest with them. I told them that, we got a shout out from our good friends, and that's why, and you guys are all here because of them. In short, I just tell them, just be good to everybody and good things will happen to you. But that's enough for now. Let's go take a look at our new lots. So I finally made it to our new site. It took me almost the whole afternoon. I started recording the video early morning. You probably could tell from the sunlight I was getting on my face. It's almost, I think, 4 p.m. now, and the sun is setting. I went to my current ongoing site. We got the carpenters there today, installing doors and the trims. So it's an important day, you want to be there when they're starting out, just to make sure I answer all their questions, any clarifications they need right on day 1. That's why the work only needs to be done once and correctly. So I spent most of my afternoon there, then grabbed some supper for our family, which they're all looking forward to. Some noodles from Oodle Noodle, local store here. But now I'm finally here. As you can see behind me, our for sale sign. I've been reusing this sign. This is my 3rd project now. I think it's time for a touch up. That's also our old logo, so definitely needs to be renewed, to say the least. But here I am, and as promised, I'm going to take you guys through what we're planning to do here. So we're building a total of 3 duplexes here, as I said earlier, but we got two duplex lots side by side. So each of the red stake marks one unit for a duplex. So these will be 4 units side by side. The drawings that I was talking about earlier that we just got finalized is for 1 and 2 units here, this first duplex. So it's gonna be really exciting. Now, we were lucky to get these lots. Now, when I say lucky, you know, there's so much competition, you know, in getting lots, especially in a market like this, when real estate is super hot and everybody's looking for these lots. And we're not that big volume builders. We don't buy 30-40 lots together. So it's hard for us to get at any position in a new subdivision. Usually, if we are fortunate, we get the last remaining, you know, 2 lots, 3 lots, you know, when a builder just wants to get out of the neighborhood. But this is still quite the brand new area. As you can see behind me, that's all empty land where other builders will be building. So we're lucky enough that we have some friends who are working for developers, and you know, they're willing to help us out get started in the business, and they've been supported right from the start, giving us opportunities to build. Initially, we only had land for 1 duplex here in this neighborhood, which is only 2 units. We were persistent and some opportunities opened up, and they were willing to give us lots for 4 more units, and we really jumped on the opportunity. But before we said yes, we do our homework. So before saying yes to these lots, look at that. We already have a gift. Somebody's dumped this sign, well, this piece of wood here. I'll zoom in. There's already some rebar, some garbage at the back. It looks like some concrete blocks. Concrete usually is very expensive to dispose, so that's unfortunate. You know, now stuff's coming up that the snow is melting. But as I was saying, you know, before we said yes to these lots, we always like to come out to the physical location, take a look what's around this area, you know. So we see all these nice duplexes already in place. So these are all single family homes with a garage at the back, as you can kind of see. And these ones are duplexes similar to what we are going to be building. But the thing we really liked about these lots, as you can see, they're quite large. Especially like these 2 lots here. From the front property line, from where I'm standing to that back, you can kind of see the back fence there. It's almost 160 feet, which is just amazing. You know, you imagine all those barbecue parties you can have. Wow, I would love to have this lot for myself. So that was one of the biggest things. You know, people love big lots. They're expensive for us to buy, but you know, it's easier to sell because there's nothing else like this. Another advantage of these lots is that, as you can see, there's nothing behind these homes, and there never will be. It's a playground. It's forever going to be a green space, and people always prefer having green space behind their house compared to having other homes behind. So that's also another plus. One more thing, as you can see, all these commercial plazas, they've already developed here. That entire neighborhood is already developed. We have many amenities nearby. There is grocery stores, convenience stores, and then this neighborhood is not too far from the main highway in the city. So you never feel like you're too far away from anything. This is a newer subdivision. It's on the south edge of the city, but right now this neighborhood is absolutely booming. And you know, that first phase that I was just pointing towards behind me there, that area sold out so fast. So I hope that trend continues on to this area, and we have no troubles getting selling these homes as well. I just drove a little further ahead to show you guys the last 2 lots that we have for the other duplex. To give you a perspective, the first one was over there, so there's 1 lot, second duplex, and now none of this is ours, and then all the way to this last one, which is ours. After you've went ahead with the lot purchase, then comes the design stage. Designing a house is probably one of the most crucial steps. Better the design, the easier the construction phase goes. We have a great friend in Sean at Skohal Drafting, who is very detail oriented, just like us. You know, his drawings are extremely detailed, clear. So when my trades come in and they have that drawing set, it's very easy for them to go through and, work around it. And if they have any questions, Sean also keeps himself very available for answering any questions. But when we're designing a house, the most important aspect that we take a look at is functionality of the house. We always imagine, how would we like it if we were living in this house? Now that could definitely change, based on personal preference, but we try to think for the majority. What would majority of the people like? For example, one thing that we love to do is giving laundry room on the upper floor. That's purely based on convenience. We used to live in a house where the laundry was on the main floor, and it was always a hassle bringing the loads of laundry from your bedrooms all the way downstairs and making those extra trips. We like to give an area which is open to below in the living room, for example, or in the front entry, just to give that the wow factor, the huge feeling when you walk into a house and you have these massive 18 feet ceilings. It just completely opens up the space, and open concept are really in right now. We also give glass railing on the stairs, which is just something you see in maybe custom homes, which are like $600,000, $800,000, which we give in a duplex, which is supposed to be a starter home. Another feature we like to give is MDF shelving in your walk-in closets, in your pantry, and usually we like to do it throughout the house. Because MDF shelves, yes, a little bit more expensive, actually quite a bit more expensive than the standard wire shelving that most units have, makes our product look really, really nice. So these are some of the features that we include in our new design. I'll keep some as a surprise so you guys can take a look in the future when we start building. We have some really cool things coming up this time around. We've taken the next step, really added some fancy features, so stay tuned for that. But if you guys think of something else which is inexpensive to add and adds a lot of value, I would love to hear about it. One other item that I forgot to mention earlier, we do something called a CMA, a comparative market analysis, before starting our design process. What that tells us is basically currently what is on the market in this neighborhood, what has sold, what are other builders building. We go to other show homes in the neighborhood from the other builders, take a look at what kind of product they're building. So it gives us an idea, because obviously these big builders have done their research. They have more resources, so they really find out what works in a particular neighborhood. So their designs actually give us quite an insight on what to build in a particular neighborhood and try to improve on that. It tells us everything, almost from what size of a home is desirable, what price point, what features in the home people like. For example, laundry upstairs or downstairs, having a larger living area, having a big bonus room. Basically, it gives us all of that insight just by doing the comparative market analysis. And from that information that we've gathered, we then go ahead with our design stage and try to check as many boxes as we can. In this neighborhood, we are building besides huge builders here in the city who build anywhere from, I think, 300 to maybe 600 homes a year. How does DPAD Homes, who builds 6 units, stand out? So that's why we have to go that extra step, extra mile. We have to make our units a little bit bigger, a little bit better, more features, and maintaining the competitive price that they are selling at, because nobody wants to pay more money just because it's bigger. At some point, your brand name really starts playing a big role. If our neighboring unit is built by one of these big builders, even if it's just base level specs, and they're selling it for $450,000. Even if I build mine for at 1,700 square feet with all these upgrades, there's no way I'm gonna get $500,000 for it. I have to maintain 450 to 460, maybe 465,000, because after a certain point, I believe home buyers start looking at, why would we buy from DPAD Homes when we can buy from the neighbor who is building 500 homes a year, right? Which makes sense. That's why we're out here. We're trying to do a good job and build a reputation. So one day we will have the same kind of treatment where, hey, that's a DPAD home. We have no doubts that's going to be a really nice home. And that's what we're going for. We want to build quality homes, build a reputation that it speaks for itself. So I'm back in my office. It's past 9 p.m. now. I had my supper, spent some family time, but I came back to the office, just to finish my video. I wanted to talk a little bit about the design side. I want to show you what a construction plan looks like and what we do to the construction plan to make it easily understandable for you. who's watching right now. So right in front of you here is the main page of our construction drawing. This is like a table of contents, basically telling you what each page covers. As you can see, there's 22 pages. Now in 22 pages, we have our 3D perspectives. We have our main architectural drawings. We have the exterior drawings. We have specific electrical drawings. And we have something called foundation drawings, for which, all the details for the concrete, all the excavation depths and everything like that is on that page. So I will take you guys through each page. I will skim over it, just kind of give you a brief explanation. And then I want to take you to the cool part, which will be very easy for you to understand. And I think you'll enjoy it. The second page, as you can see, the exteriors, you can see the colors from each side, how it looks. This is on the interiors. You can see how each room should end up looking. This is what we call a 3D perspective. It gives you a visualization how each room will turn out. And then we start the exterior drawings. So this one, it will have a front view. Then there is the back, and then there's left and right. So this one's the left elevation, this is the right elevation. Now this is something that's used by our roofers, our siding guys, really to give it the finish that we're going for. Then we come on to our architectural drawings, which are quite in detail. As you can see, this drawing looks so busy. There's so many dimensions, there's so many lines, there's so many notes. The more clear it is on here, the easier it is for the trades to use. They'll have less questions and they'll have a better quality finish on site. This one is specific to the electricians. As you can see, it's the exact same plan as here, but this one only has the electrical components, only showing the lights, the switches, where the plugs are. Then now we come to the second floor, and same thing, second floor electrical drawings. Right, then there's the foundation, like I said, right? It even tells you where all the underground pipes run. So all my groundworks guys use this, where the furnace and everything goes. It shows everything that you need. And then, like I said, there's 22 pages. So it's quite in depth, and maybe 1% chance that something you're looking for is not on one of these pages. So it's just very important to go through every page in detail. I myself, when I get a brand new set of drawings, we spend a lot of time, I pretty much memorize the whole drawing, that when somebody asks me a question, I'm like, hey, I saw this somewhere on the drawings and I'll be able to find it. Now to the cool part. So what we do, we take these drawings. Now, as you can see, if somebody's not in the construction field, for example, maybe even you're like, what the heck is this? What are these drawings? This doesn't make sense. We do this for you. We do something called the 3D video walkthrough. So as you can see, it's nicely animated. It's taken from one of our older plans, but we got it made exactly as we designed it, with the same finishes that we were going for. So when somebody is looking at this video, they know exactly how the house is going to turn out. Now, keep in mind, we get this video made even before our construction starts. Because imagine if you have to spend $400,000, $500,000 to buy a house, you want to see how it's going to turn out before you sign the agreement. And this helps with that. People can take a look at this video, get a great understanding for what we're building, and be very comfortable making the purchase. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment below with some feedback if you saw a thing or two that I can improve on, or if I missed something that you want me to cover next time. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more regular content. This is just the beginning. Thank you.